Good morning, good morning, good morning. Although I had to make this live real quick. I was talking with one of the maintenance men on the grounds where I live. And we had a pretty interesting conversation. I really liked it. He's a good friend of mine. We began to talk about some things. And I thought about it, man, it would be nice to share that. I want to talk about the young man that we call the prodigal son. There's more to it than that, but I'm going to talk about him. You ever wonder, how is it that this man who was living in his father's house had everything, but he wasn't satisfied? And he decided to leave. He even asked his father for everything. And there's so much more I wish I had time to tell you, but I want to try to get to the point. I'm trying to do that. He asked his father for everything that belonged to him, and he got it, and he left. And when he left, he ended up in a place of want. You ever have a situation where you pray and you ask God to be a blessing to you, and God has blessed you, and you end up in a bad spot anyway? I mean, my goodness. And then you get the job that you want, but it doesn't work out. You get the house that you want, but it doesn't work out. And sometimes we get so confused. How did this happen? How did this happen? You know, you get to the point you wonder, who doing this to me? Who hating on me? What's going on? Uh-oh, let me switch hands. There we go. Okay. My hand was in front of the camera. I guess y'all know I ain't used to this. I'm getting there. But anyway, I want to tell you about another story. And then toward the end, you'll see what it means. King Balak had a problem with the children of Israel. And he called for Balaam to come and curse them. First time he realized, he said, you can't curse what God has blessed. It just won't work. And so then he says, he leaves, he comes back, he says, listen, I've done some studying and I've looked at some things and I've come to the conclusion that, hear me out. First off, I know you hate these people, and there are people that hate you that I'm talking to. There are people that hate you, but I want you to understand why they hate isn't working. But you still have problems, okay? I may not be talking to everybody, but pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because I'm about to give you something that's going to help you. Okay, so what happens is, he calls Balaam to come and curse the children of Israel. And incidentally, this is the same Balaam and where Jesus said he hates the doctrine of Balaam. He hates his doctrine. In other words, what he teaches, he hates it, okay? And you're about to hear the doctrine of Balaam that Jesus hates, okay? So he tells King Balak, he says, listen, you cannot curse what God has blessed. You can't curse it. He said, however, there is a process that you can get. He said, what you can do, you must first get them out of the blessed place. Okay. Now, everybody has their blessed place. It could be your marriage. It could be your job. It could be your home. It could be with your parents. It could be in sobriety. Whatever is your blessed place, it's up for you to find out what that is so that you can be there. The adversary is trying to get you out of it. He still can't curse you, even if he gets you out of your blessed place. However, he says, if you can get them out of the blessed place, it's only then that you can get them to curse themselves. And wait a minute, now why would I curse myself? You might not know you cursing yourself. And a lot of us do it every day. Every day. We curse ourselves if we're not careful. All right, so you first got to get them out of the blessed place. You get them out the blessed place, and then you still can't curse them. But if you can get them out of the blessed place, they can begin to curse themselves. How do they curse themselves? By worrying and talking about it. Exactly. By worrying and talking about it. Now, how is that possible? Now, think about it. God made us in his image and in his likeness. Exactly. Which means everything that's in this world, he's spoken to this world. Exactly. Which means you speak what's in your world, because God made you in his image and in his likeness to function like him. You don't believe me? Say, I'm going to have a bad day today, and watch and see, don't you have a bad day? Sit there and say, I ain't got enough money to pay these bills. You're going to struggle like the Dickens until you ask God to help you pay them bills. You speaking these things into your life. Watch what you say. Be careful, because when you complain, you curse yourself. Think about that. Now, I'm going to say it 2 more times. When you complain, you curse yourself. Remember the doctrine of Balaam. He knows he can't curse you. He knows that. But if he can get you out of the blessed place and get you to start complaining, he can get you to start cursing yourself. You'll start talking about things you don't even have. You'll start talking about defeat. You'll start talking about who gonna leave, who gonna do this, who gonna do that. You'll start talking about the blueprint that the adversary has tried to put in your life. Think about it. The adversary, the serpent, he wanted Adam, but he couldn't talk to Adam. Since Adam was created, his conversation was with 2 people, God the Father, twice a day, and with his wife. So the adversary had a conversation with his wife, and his wife is what had the conversation with Adam. And their blessed place was being covered by the glory of God. Now, I know that their blessed place was being covered by the glory of God because they did have a covering. Moses went on a mountain for 40 days and for 40 nights and turned around, and the people of Israel couldn't even look on his face because God's glory covered his face. He had to wear a veil. It blinded him. So now think about this. Adam and Eve visited with God twice a day, every day. They were covered in God's glory. And when they disobeyed God, they lost God's glory. And that's when they tried to use fig leaves to cover themselves. Now, fig leaves will always be a representation of something that's self-glorification. Like that job you got, that house, that car, them clothes. All that's fig leaves. Because if God didn't give it to you, that's self-glorification. Let's get back to this. Don't complain. Because apparently the blessed place is when you're in a place that you're not in want. Think about it. David said in Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And as long as I'm not wanting for anything, then I'm blessed. But it's when you get out of your blessed place that you start to be in want. You know, when I get to the point that I don't have enough, just my basic needs, I have to check myself and say, Gene, what are you doing? Where are you? Because, you know, I'm going to struggle, yes. I'm going to struggle. I'm going to go through things, yes. Why? Because the Bible tells me in Psalms 34:19, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth them out of them all. So it's not strange that I go through obstacles and things like that. You know, you don't join church or get saved so that you can have a carefree life. No, I didn't buy insurance because I knew I was going to die. I bought insurance just in case that I can leave a blessing instead of a burden. Good morning, son. You have to take your time. Pay attention to what you're doing. So I guess the word for the day is this. If you want to stay blessed, don't curse yourself. And when you begin to complain, you're cursing yourself. You're speaking things into your world, into your existence that are not supposed to be. That is what I would say today. Don't curse yourself. Let God show you how to be a blessing to yourself by speaking things. Today, I haven't even started this old raggedy truck up. But this old truck get me, we're going where I got to go. It's not going to break down. It's going to have to keep running until God decides that I get a brand new truck. Until God decides I get a brand new truck, it's going to have to stay running. It can't break down. It's not allowed to. That's right. And He's going to make sure I'm okay. I'm going to have a beautiful day today. I'm going to make some money today. I'm going to be a blessing to somebody today. I'm going to enjoy myself on today. because God gave me the right to do so. And all you have to do is agree with me that that all of us are going to have a wonderful day, a prosperous day. We're going to make some money today. We're going to be a blessing to some people today. We're going to encourage some people today. We're going to have joy all day today. I'm inviting God to spend the day with me, that I can enjoy his presence all day long. I hope that you have the same sentiments. God bless you. It's time for me to go enjoy the day that God has planned for me. Take care.